It is being suggested that Michelle D would have slayed the question and answer portion of Miss Universe 2023 had she been allowed into the top 5 and then possibly the top 3. This is Isaac, and several of my pageant patrons sent that question to me. They wanted me to take a look at a show called Fast Talk with Boyabunda. At the end of their interview, the question that was posed to the top 3 candidates for Miss Universe 2023, Boyabunda poses that question to Michelle D toward the end of their interview. But first, I wanted to take a look at what the other 3 candidates said, just to kind of remind myself. So here we go. Miss Thailand, this was the question, sorry. The question was, if you could live 1 year in another woman's shoes, who would you choose and why? Antonio Porcel, Miss Thailand, she answers, I would choose Malala Yousafzai because I know the struggles she had to deal with to get where she is today. She had to fight for women's education and fight for all women to be able to stand strong and be the change and lead by example. If I could choose anyone, that would be her. And if you remember, Malala Yousafzai was shot in 2012 for advocating, she was shot by the Taliban for advocating for girls' education. Miss Australia posed the same question to her. And she said, I would live my mother's. She is a very strong woman. She is tough. She taught me how to work hard, be brave, be strong, and I'm forever grateful for those lessons she taught me. And as you can see, there's already a contrast between Thailand and Miss Australia. As we know, Malala was shot in 2012, so that's, just a few years ago, almost 10 years ago. Well, over 10 years ago, but she has become a symbol for women's rights around the world. Miss Australia says her mom, and I certainly don't wish to discredit her mom, and her mom is probably a wonderful lady. She definitely produced a gorgeous young lady. The only issue is that's kind of what's called a pageant petty answer, because it's very easy. There's it shows no knowledge of the world around her. It's just her immediate, her immediate family. Whereas Miss Thailand is, right now, Malala is pretty well known for being shot by the Taliban. Miss Nicaragua was posed the same question, and this is what she says. I would choose Mary Wollstonecraft because she opened the gap to give an opportunity to many women. What I would do is to have the income gap would open up so women could work in any area that they choose to work in, because there are no limitations for women. That was 1750. Now in 2023, we are making history. And I had to look up who she was. I was not familiar with Mary Wollstonecraft. She was a women's right activist, and she wrote a vindication of the rights of women in 1792. And it was a literary work, and it was about women's education, how women's education was insufficient. And as you can tell, there's already an order that I would put them in as the best answers, and my least favorite answer. Not that, and don't want to disparage anybody's answer. I think they're all fairly good answers. I would have to go with Nicaragua, Miss Nicaragua, because she goes back into history, and then she's bringing those ideas that someone else fought for that history. And then I would have to go with Miss Thailand because Malala was just 10 years ago, but that idea of fighting goes all the way back to Mary Wollstonecraft. So that idea that women have been fighting for a long time. And then you have Miss Australia's answer, which is a good answer. Again, I'm sure her mom is a lovely lady, but outside of her immediate area, no one would know her. On Boyabunda's show, Michelle D was asked the same question. She said, if I could choose to live in any woman's shoes, it would be Apo Huang Ad. She's an amazing symbol of cultural preservation. She's an amazing symbol of ageism. She has been defying boundaries, stereotypes, and that is something that I have tried to inspire everybody around me as well, which is to own your unique story, own your traditions, love where you came from, love who you're with, who you're surrounded with. And truly, with that unique story, you can make your own country proud. You can show the universe what your country has to offer. In my case, my love for my country can shake the whole universe as well. And as you can see, the top answers for me would definitely be Miss Nicaragua and Miss Michelle D. But again, I love how Michelle, when she was posed the question, she said, this is something, hypothetical, and I only wish to spread love, kindness, and respect. So she was just showing respect to the winners and making sure not to disrespect them, and I absolutely love that. But if you take a look at Miss Nicaragua's answer and also Michelle D's answer, Michelle D probably would have won. It would have definitely been a toss-up, and right now it would be hard to say because Michelle D right now, she's in a more relaxed atmosphere. It's not it's just a more relaxed atmosphere. She's not under pressure, going from event to event. And so it's kind of easy to say, oh, well, she would have won. But just based on the answer, and again, this is all hypothetical, so I'm okay with that. I would still have to go with Michelle D's answer because she gives that idea of looking to the past, to an older lady. I think she's 106 or she's 107. But one of the things that I did not know about her is that she's a tattoo artist, but she's the last of her tattoo masters. I'm trying to find my note here because I made a note because it was so cool to me. Here it is. It says, mastery of the ancient art of Mambabatok. And she is the last living Kalinga tattoo master. And so here she is, 106, 107 years old. She's doing tattoos, and she basically she learned this craft, and she is the only one of her craft left. And so how cool is that? Michelle D ties in that history to the idea, and she notice she does uses the word universe. So the Miss Universe pageant, and then also the world at large, the universe. So I like that. So if you have to give a slight edge, and again, in this is all hypothetical, I would give it to Michelle D. But again, we're not under pressure. It's more relaxed. And so, but I don't think it really matters because she would have been very good at that anyway. That's because that's her style. That is what she has been known for. So I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but if you just put the answers up and you don't know any situations behind it, there it is. But Nicaragua, it honestly could have gone either way. It could have gone either way to Miss Nicaragua or Michelle D. So to my pageant patrons out there that requested that, that's my reaction. This is Isaac. Peace out.